Iterative statements, or also referred to as the looping statements, are used to execute a block of statements repeatedly a particular number of times or until some condition is true. C programming supports three different types of loops: the while loop, do-while loop, and the for loop. These looping structures are further categorized into two types: the counter control loops and sentinel control loops. A counter control loop is a loop which repeats a block of code some number of times, whereas a sentinel control loop repeats a block of code until some condition is true. So all the three loops, that is while, do while, and for, can either be counter control loop, that is if they work on repeating a block of code n number of times, or they can be a sentinel control loop, that is when the repetition is based on some condition. So moving on to the while loop. A while loop is a sentinel kind of loop, that is you want to execute a block of code repeatedly as long as a condition is true. So in this case we have a condition. First you check for a condition. If the condition is true, only then the body of the loop is executed. After executing the body of the loop, you go back, check the condition if it still holds good. So this cycle repeats as long as the condition is true. When the condition becomes false, you quit the control quits the while loop. So here on the right hand side we have the syntax for our while loop. The condition of the while loop is given using the while keyword, and then you have the block of statements that has to be repeated written inside the body of the loop. Here you can also notice that the syntax contains two other statements: the counter initialization and statements to update the counter. Basically while loop is a sentinel kind of loop, but if you want to go for a counter control loop, you also need to have a counter initialization process. So you maintain a counter which is going to keep track of the total number of times the loop is going to repeat. So for counter control loops you may have to go for counter initialization and also the code to update the counter, that is either decrement the counter or increment the counter to control the total number of times you want the loop to iterate. Let us consider an example of a program that tries to print all the numbers from 1 to 10 using a while loop. So in this program we are going to have a variable called as counter whose value is initialized to 1, and we are going to print the value of counter 10 number of times, that is starting from the value of counter being 1 until it reaches the value of 10. We are going to print the value of counter. So the code that is going to be repeated 10 times in our program is this statement print counter, which is going to print the value of counter. So I'm going to print the value of counter starting from counter value equals to 1 until the value of counter reaches 10. So every time after I print the value of counter, I increment the value of counter by 1. After incrementing the value of the counter, I go back to the loop and I continue this process as long as the value of counter is less than or equals to 10. When incrementing the counter, as soon as the value of counter reaches 11, this condition becomes false and we exit the while loop. So the program proceeds as follows. Initially, we declare the value of the variable counter equals to 1, and then we check the while condition. The condition of the while loop is that the counter should be less than or equals to 10. If this condition is true, only then we proceed to print the value of the counter. Once we print the value of the counter, we increment the value of counter by 1 and then we go back to the loop. This process continues as long as the value of counter is less than or equals to 10. As soon as the value of counter becomes 11, the condition is false and we exit the while loop. Now let us see how this flowchart can be converted into the corresponding C program. So first statement, we have counter equals to 1. So we need to have a variable in our program of type integer which is initialized to the value 1. Then we have the while condition. So this while condition is written using the keyword while, and then we have the conditional expression. So So the condition here is counter value should be less than or equals to 10. If this condition is true, a block of statements has to be executed. The block of statement is nothing but printing the value of the counter plus updating the value of counter. This is a counter control loop, so we need to initialize the value of the counter plus update the value of the counter so that the condition stopping criteria can be defined. So if the condition is false, when the condition becomes false, the control comes outside the while loop. This is how the execution of the program proceeds. Many a times we come across situation when we want to get something done first and then we want to decide whether or not to continue with repeating the statements of the loop. So here for such things we go for do while loop. First we do the things, first we execute the body of the loop and then we check for the condition. So based on the condition we decide whether to continue with the body of the loop or to exit the loop. In a do while loop, the statements that we want to repeat are written inside the do block, and then to decide whether or not to continue with the block we go to check the while condition. For example, consider a program that computes the sum of numbers input by the user. The program stops computation when the user inputs -1. So in this program, what we want to do is, initially I want to read a number from the user and then I want to do something with that number. Finally, I want to decide whether or not to continue with this loop based on the given condition. So here the condition is if the number is not equals to -1, only then I have to repeat with the loop. So things like this can be done using the do while loop. In this program we need two variables, a variable sum which is going to compute the total of the numbers input by the user, and a variable number which we are going to read from the user. Because we want to do something first and then check for the condition, we are going to go for a do while loop, and all the block of statements that we want to repeat until the given condition is true is written inside the do block, shown using the red rectangle. So inside this block of code, initially we ask the user to input the number. If the number is not equals to -1, only then we add the number to the existing sum and we print the sum. Else, if this number is not equals to -1, if the number is equals to -1, we simply quit the while loop.
A for loop is used to repeat a block of statements certain number of times. It is a counter control loop. As usual, this loop involves setting the counter. Then we check a condition to decide whether or not to execute the body of the loop. If true, the body is executed. Then the counter value is updated and the control goes back to checking in condition. This process of looping repeats as long as the condition is true. Once the condition is false, the control exits the loop. A for loop contains all three steps in one single statement. The first step is initialization of counter. This step is executed only once. Then the condition is checked to decide if the body should be executed. If the condition is true, the body executes and control goes to fourth step, that is to update counter value. After the counter is updated, the control goes to check the condition. If true, body is executed. Then counter is updated and back to checking the condition. This looping process repeats as long as for loop condition is true. When condition evaluates to false, the control quits the loop. Consider a program that uses for loop to print numbers from 1 to 100. The counter variable used here is I. I is initialized to 1 in the loop. The for loop condition checks if value of I is less than or equal to 100. If true, the value of I is printed, then the value of I is incremented by 1. The control goes back to condition, and if true, body of loop is executed again. This process of updating counter and printing value continues as long as condition is true. When the value of I reaches 101, the control quits the for loop.